Hey traders, welcome to another edition of the Crypto Lab with Alex every Thursday. I hope you're well and fine. We have everywhere on the planet spreading of this Omicron variant, try to stay protected and healthy. As usual, we are going to drill into a little bit of macro and of course in cryptos. We had a nice Bitcoin webinar last night. It's going to be an encore event on Saturday. So if you like to participate and see a little bit more of Bitcoin possibilities and some fundamentals as well, you can find the link in my Twitter page or on the trading analysis page. You are welcome to join. It's a public free webinar. So let's start. Lots of developments today. I will show you a couple of things which are latest news. If we go on the CoinDesk news, this is also an interesting one. Bank of Russia calls for full ban on cryptos. Russia's central bank suggests making crypto trading, mining, and usage illegal. So this is one of the latest initiatives. We have seen what China already did. The ban is also hovering in India. It's still not voted in the parliament, I think, but the Russia is joining the latest I will say run on cryptos, and if the ban is also are admitted in Russia, that will be one more large nation banning its citizen to own cryptos and also mining, which I think it's significant if we take into the consideration that China and India are also one of the largest population on earth. Russia has 140 million inhabitants, which is not small, and also has an influence in the former Soviet Union. This also might be one of the, let's say, not very nice event for the crypto markets. But anyhow, blockchain is developing nicely. We are seeing layer 3 and layer 4s developing. It's a little bit of mix in the space currently. There is a lot of developers in the Western world which are not banning cryptos, they're just taxing it and try to legalize it, which is a good thing. But a lot of developers now are in the game of putting out there the maybe new and largest infrastructure project, which might be a new layer 1, layer 2, or layer 3, even layer 4 in crypto. So it's a big kind of a run, which is going to last for a couple more years. So it's hard to discern, except of a couple of blue chips, which one will be really the ones which will stay in this game. Let's go first and look what's going on the overall macro world, considering what is going on with Fed, with rates, monetary policy, liquidity, and all of that stuff. And then we will go back to cryptos. Put your comments and wish list in regards of the crypto currencies charts in the chat box, and I will try to look them for you after we finish the official presentation. So let's dive in. Let's go into a 10-year yield. As you know, I've been doing this for last couple of months. Our view is that we are going to possibly trade around 2%, and we are already there. If you see the chart, the RSI rates are moving slow. The RSI is pretty much on the upside, above 80. It came down a little bit on this daily chart at 67 currently. So maybe a little bit more upside. This might be a small correction, one more push. Maybe we overshoot a little bit. But as I see inflation figure, also Fed meeting in March, definitely we are going out of the QE. They're gonna stop and possibly flatten the Fed balance sheet, which might endanger on the short-term stock market. I think that the stock markets can live with 1 or 2 rate hikes in 2022. I don't think we are going to see more. Maybe I'm wrong, but evaluating current situation, I don't think there is a space for a 3 or 4 rate hikes at least at this moment. So I'm going to stay with this outlook that we are going to spend some time, a couple of months here, maybe overshoot a little bit on the upside, and then I think we are going to see some type of a pullback as we go in a Q3, Q4 on the rates in the US. If on the other side we start penetrating and breaking this level more decisively on the upside, we will have to change this wave count and start to be much more bullish on rates in the future. Next resistance levels are around 3.2, which will be a pretty significant move, and it will affect many things if it happens. But I don't think so currently, as I said. So I'm gonna go with this because this chart served us pretty nicely in the past. So I will look this as an A, down in B, up in C. If we put some of the fib ratios that we usually use for measuring measured moves like this, I think equality comes around 1 point or 2.16, some around there. On a trading view, it's not so easy to put this correctly. I will try to do it for you. And try to level this up. I think we should do it a little bit more upside. So it comes around 2%, a little bit above this one. So in the European front, same thing. We are seeing rates moving higher. A 10-year bond on yields traded in a positive territory, I think from 2016. So this still implies that this is just a fourth wave. I use price instead of a yield chart because the wave count looks a little bit better. So there is from 2008 crisis, wave 1, flat in a wave 2, nice move up in a 5 waves up in a wave 3. So intermediary clearly has a very nice 5-wave move. Also in a third wave on the intermediary level, we have a minor a really visible 5 waves up. So it matches up, it follows all the Elliott wave rules and guidelines for now. So I think we are here just completed the 5th wave of the 3rd wave. We are going into a corrective, possibly complex directional correction here down to this 159.61 level in the last couple of months, even through whole 2022. And then I think due to some geopolitical event or we go into a secular deflationary scenario where demographics and technology, which are already influencing these charts for already 30-40 years, are going to kick in when economy balance itself from COVID, and we are going to see one more deflationary push on the upside in rates, as long as these support levels holds. I don't decipher this as an impulsive move. There is a couple of variants. This might be a wave 1, flat in 2, but it looks really ugly, and it doesn't match so much some of the things that we track. So I would label this as an ABC x ABC, possibly in 4th wave. So in regards of that, let's look what the dollar is doing. We have seen a nice move up from the support levels. Wave count is still not invalidated. So I do see a 5th wave move on the upside towards this 96, 97 level, and even up if we see something more exuberant from the Fed in regards of monetary policy. But from there, I expect dollar to move lower, which is in line with a couple of other assets classes that I'm watching, especially on the commodity front. If you look also a couple of commodity currencies, they are looking very corrective. And also if you look some metals as we do, they are also looking corrective. So that will be a dollar moving lower in the second part or a second, or I will say around maybe February, March. It's still not the Q2, but the end of the Q1, let's say. So from there, I will be looking for the dollar to start to move lower. Of course, I will wait the confirmation. We do consider this as a 5-wave move from the 2020 top. Fed reduced rates due to a COVID crisis rapidly. We have seen also the central bank additional swap lines to cover the shortage of the dollars. And in that respect, dollar lost around 15% in this move on the downside. We consider this to be a small truncation in a fifth wave, and then a 5 waves up in a wave A, down in B, and up in C. If we see a failure here, and we do see this wave count invalidation, there is another option which might be playing out, and I will show you that. We might be also in some type of an ending diagonal in that respect, which will take even more time to unfold, because ending diagonals are patterns which can last for some time. So this will be a wave 1, down in 2. If we get a little bit more lower, we need to see invalidation, up in 3, 4, and 5, and then we finish around there, and then we see a reversal. So I'm going to stay following this wave count. It have been pretty obedient so far, as I can say, in the respect of the Elliott wave sequences. So there is no reason we change that. Let's move to a current NASDAQ chart. So NASDAQ moved lower, but still not enough for us to conclude that this is a complete impulsive wave on the downside. Until I see that, I cannot say that something more larger on the stocks is beginning. RSI on daily is very low on 31, so we might see an impulsive move on the upside. Bennett and Terry do a great job on a stock trading part in trading analysis, calling this most likely a correction and the continuation on the upside. So I don't want to be a smart guy here. I will wait. If this starts to look prolonged here below this low in 5 waves, then we can discuss further possibilities. But for now, there is no need for that. As you can see from 2020 COVID crisis low, we have seen only 3 wave moves down. There is nothing impulsive in all of these corrections until so far. So this was a 3 wave. Also here you had a 3 wave correction. Even if you put it as a triangle, this was a 3 wave correction, this was a 3 wave correction, this is still a 3 wave correction. So there is no need for us to be a spectacular calling the stock market top. That's very difficult to do, and you need to wait a clear signs for that to start to even discussing what might be the consequences of this type of development. So yeah, so we're going to stay watching this in relation to crypto markets, and we're going to inform you on that one. Okay, so let's move to cryptos. As you know, there is a couple of models that are precisely to say was tracking cryptos, but unfortunately on the last a couple of tops they completely failed. We have been tracking these models as well, looking for a possibility. The one was a stock to flow model, which was working pretty nice until the last top, calling 100K. You had also various crypto gurus calling 100 to 100K in March, also in November, end year 100K, cryptos 100%, time to buy, all of that blah blah noise. So guys, do your own homework. I mean, there is really a handful of people out there which are worth listening in regards of cryptos. I don't include me in that category. I just do technical analysis, as you can see. It works for now, but it might fail. So I will not point and brag on the others and point on me. Not definitely. but in reality, there is only a couple of guys which really have a broader, larger macro overview over the crypto scene, and they can see from the 100 kilometers heights what is going on there, and I think they're worth of listening. All of that noise that you see over the YouTube and all the other stuff, you can disregard, do your own homework, because as you can see what happened last time, many of the people were wiped out on the last move down to 40K. So please just rely on yourself as much as you can. So let's dive into cryptos. Let me just look a total crypto market cap. We are still observing this as a five-way move. From 3.02 trillion, we noted that we might seen a high on the total crypto market cap. We moved down to almost below 2 trillion, and we are trading now around 1.9 trillion. I still don't think this is done, as I'm going to show you the chart of the Bitcoin. Bitcoin still has the largest market cap, so therefore the chart looks similar. I think we're going to spend a little bit more time in this consolidation, and then we're going to reap on the upside. I do think that this is still a pause. Comparing this pause to this one, as we know, in a possible five-wave move, we have two corrections. So if we consider this being a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5, there is a two distinctive corrections that is visible almost on every time frame. I think we are here in this one. Usually there is a couple of guidelines that we follow. One of is the guideline of alternation, which is actually stating that if the secondary wave is directional, the fourth wave will be more of a sideways balancing act. As we for now consider this event here to be a sideways balancing act before we kick in the fifth wave on the upside. So definitely we stay still bullish on cryptos. We are just observing this for now and waiting for a signs if this will develop in a triangle or a flat. Couple of options still available, but most likely I think it's going to be a triangle with a little bit more downside, and then a break of this level will be key, which I will explain on the Bitcoin. A little bit more consolidation, and then we go on the upside. For now, this works, and we're gonna stay with this until we see some signs we are wrong, or until of course we see it is functioning, and then we will be able to be on top of it in regards of a possible entries for our members at Trading Analysis. So let me go on the Bitcoin chart and just give you the latest updates. So this is the chart that I'm currently tracking. So there is a lot of things in the crypto community calling this current move down as a crypto winter. For us, crypto winter started in March 2021. Okay, so this was the end of the possible wave 3, and we consider all of this a crypto winter. So we don't think that here the crypto winter started. It started much earlier, but because of the sentiment, strong sentiment on the upside, many of the market participants could not actually observe that phenomenon here. Okay, so for us, crypto winter is actually started here, and we are already half through it. We have a little bit more to go, and then we're going to continue on the upside. There is two distinctive possibilities here: running flat or a flat down to 30K, 31K, even in triangle. Something more exuberant to the downside, I still don't look for now. This fourth wave can actually go to this 38%, where you have a couple of things which are very strong. There is a 200 weekly moving average here. There is also a 38.2%, which is a regular retracement levels for the wave 4. But if we stay in triangle, as you can see here, 23% will be enough. And usually when you have a sideways consolidation, that will be only a 23.6% ratio. Okay, so for this um, observation, it is a key. We hold 30K. Okay, so the 30K, which is one of the very strong supports for the Bitcoin, and also 40K, which is another very strong supports, will be the crucial in decision making of what will happen in a Bitcoin. Break on the downside below this A wave will actually negate a triangle, and most likely we will go to 20 to 22K in a flat. I personally don't think this will happen. This RSI has been very nice on weekly, as you can see, calling this 3000 lows, calling this 2020 lows, and now most likely it's going to call this 2022 lows. We have a little bit more to the downside, as you can see, to match these lows on this RSI. And I think looking all of these things, I think the best form which will actually describe what is going on the Bitcoin is this triangle, which is actually just a balancing force. Okay, so we are staying on the bullish side. We do think that the sentiment is going to be most negative around 20K. And usually when you, not necessarily, we might stay in triangle, but if we hit 20K, this will be the most negative sentiment. We watch also sentiment, which is very important, as you can see, from neutral or a bullish stance in November here, and also here sentiment was very strong on the upside, and this can be this can blind many people because they are working with certainties, not with probabilities. And in that case, you are faced with this type of reversals. So the sentiment is very important to watch. Definitely we are observing that mild bearish sentiment will be in a case of a triangle, and in the case of a lower levels, the sentiment will become very bearish, very dark, and that is the time actually where the most reversals happens, as you can see here. Here the sentiment was so bullish on cryptos. This run was phenomenal on the upside. Everybody was singing roses. A crypto community was thriving, calling 150, 200K, 300K, 500,000, million, I don't know what. But as you can see what happened here as well, end year 100K, on-chain metrics, stock to flow model, all of the other actually failed on this 100K on the upside. We have seen a sharp move down on a 40K where we are now, and not much is happening now. I consider this C wave as a WXY, so maybe a little bit of holds here around 40K, and then I expect possibly a little bit more movements down towards 31, 32K, which will be my final support level for now on the Bitcoin. Let me show you Ether. Ether is looking similar. As you can see, a pretty nice chart with the upside movement, wave 1, wave 2, 2618 ratio, which is a very high ratio for the wave 3 expansion on the upside. We stopped exactly 2 times at it, as you can see. Ethereum as a layer 1 has been also under pressure lately with a couple of developments which they call Ethereum killers, like Solana, Avalanche, and there will be more, I think. But I think Ethereum will survive as a layer 1. There is a lot of already things built on the Ethereum. The gas fees are still expensive, but I think they will solve that. So in that respect, fundamentally and even technically, I would also look at Ethereum as a possible triangulation with a little bit more downside, sideways movements before we start to move further on the upside. So basically same picture. Time ratio agrees. As a secondary instance, we use a time ratio. Although the RSI on the Ethereum is a little bit higher, which means if we look the Bitcoin dominance chart, we might see Ethereum, if we see Bitcoin drops to 30, 31K, goes a little bit more drastically lower. And pay attention on that in the case that happens. We need to break to open that possibility, we need to break this, we need to break these levels here, which are very strong at 2,600, okay, where we are almost now. So break of that will imply that we will have a little bit more downside further to pose this. In the most extreme cases, if we see a 20K on Bitcoin, I will show you what I will see on Ethereum. I really don't think this will happen. I will not exclude it, but this will be my worst case scenario, where the sentiment, as I said, on Bitcoin will be very black, and it will be the same on Ether. That will depict a little bit of expanding flat. I don't like this high here to call this expanding flat. It didn't went sufficiently on the upside. It still can happen. It happens. I have seen flats just moving a little bit above this and then crushing down. So I will not exclude it completely, but I don't like overall structure currently. If we do see that, then the 38% is almost at 1,000, 1,200 K, which I don't think it's really realistic with this RSI almost below 50. So I will stay with triangle. Let's not be so sensational on a possible moves. This is a kind of a reasonable working case scenario. So let's stay with that. Let's work out. Let's see what happens. A couple of more weeks or months or two, and then this will be much more clear. As in Bitcoin, from the wave C, if we go up in a D wave, the E wave will most likely stay above 2,600, and from there we might see a beginning of the new uptrend on the upside. Okay. Thank you on the attention, guys. Let me just see what is in the chat box, and let's see which type of things would you like to see. Hey Jayesh, what's up? Yes, Sinkara. Hi Alex, can you look XRP? Coin market cap. David Ford says hi Alex. Lawrence, hi Lawrence. Thanks for the webinar. No problem. I hope you enjoyed it. Amit, hi Alex, all well? Yeah, pretty much. I'm just chilling, looking the grass grow on cryptos. So looking some charts, talking with members. So yeah, I've been in town this morning to finish some stuff. I have to go after Crypto Lab to finish a couple of more things, and basically that's it. Not much. Except of the webinars and the things we do in trading analysis. Basically, that's my life now. So sand, yeah, okay, we will look sand, ban, yeah, now Russia, yeah. I would not go with these statements regarding central banks. This revolutionist crypto teams are still not at play, so I will wait a little bit with that. This world is functioning for 50 years. This is not so breakable, guys. It might happen, but then we will not feel well. Definitely, I would like a smoother transition, if possible, than this one. I would more like a 10-year transition into some other new system than that we break the system and chaos starts to be in the world. Felix wants copper. Let me see what else. Paul Cassidy. I don't know. I didn't look that one. So okay, we went over gold and silver. Serum also okay. MR is asking, Alex, in the future, when the higher degree wave 5 is finished, what do you think could happen next? Could we enter into a decade-long bear market? I have a couple of options for that. Just leave me the discretion not to show it now. I will deal with that when we confirm the further uptrend, and I have a couple of outlooks. I think we will enter the bear market. I don't know how long it will be, and I'm working on that now. But listen, we still didn't even finish this pattern, so let's go one by one. I don't like to go too much into the future. Let me look this. Okay, so let's flip to charts. Let's look a couple of this. I will use the trading view, and because on most of these charts I don't have the whole history because I use the Binance feed. So I see there is a request for Torchain, and we still look Torchain as in consolidation. So I don't know how this was moved, but something happened here. Yeah, so we look this as a potential triangle, same thing, or a little bit more downside in this fourth wave. On the daily chart, RSI is already very close, so there is a 5 wave, so there is an option also to look this as a flat. But I think potentially, if not a triangle, we might have a little bit more downside. So this will be a wave 3, either, as I said, as a triangle, but for that triangle, we have to respect this low here. If we break it, the triangle will be invalid. In the case of a flat, and a regular flat will be, in this case, we might go to 3.26, just exactly there, and actually reverse in the next move on the upside in the fifth wave. Of course, when you're observing these charts, you always, I tend always to wait for confirmation. So you have time, you don't have to pick lows, or if you do, just do it very cautiously. Okay, so wait for a little bit of confirmation that you can actually control your risk. Elliott wave is a probability tool, and on the end, you're gonna make a mistake in these wave counts, no matter how proficient you are. So the best thing you can do with all of this is just to measure the account or the number of risk that you're gonna take on the potential levels, trades, cluster, Fibonacci ratios, or wherever you do. Just manage your risk properly. So I do see this as a potential support level, and I would like to see confirmation for the further continuation. So let's see XRP, what's going on there. XRP, yeah, I looked a couple of options. XRP chart is pretty messy. I will look the whole, I have an option this to being a triangle. Okay, so there is one more option. I will show you that. The RSI goes pretty nicely lower. So this might be some type of a pattern which potentially depicts a kind of a shorter triangle. I don't like this type of, let's say, triangles or patterns which are not, I will not say proper, but balanced, I will say. But I'm a little bit more of a perfectionist. So, yeah, so we might be in something which goes is oh, somebody is throwing something here. We might be something here showing in an A, up in B, down in C, D and E. So we might be also in a triangle development here. I'm really not sure. This is my best guess for now because I don't see anything impulsive on the upside yet. So as soon as I see a consolidation, usually it is a triangle. So I will go also with a little bit of more consolidation here, as in Ethereum, as in Bitcoin. XRP is already old crypto, as you can say, but I still think that there is a possibility we might see a little bit more upside on the XRP. CRO, we have been bullish on CRO since beginning of the year, looking that as a leading diagonal, and we still are. Maybe CRO has a little bit more downside, but the overall pattern is still respected. 5 waves up in a leading diagonal and a pullback, and this looks pretty much impulsive. So I still think that CRO, this is just some type of a correction. We might go a little bit more lower, but when the crypto market turns, I think CRO will also turn on the upside. So I'm going to stay bullish on this one as long as we trade above this 0.18 levels, okay, on CRO. SRM or Serum. Yeah, DeFi space, I already explained this chart. I think this one over the long period of time is very bullish. I see this as a leading diagonal exactly as in CRO, but more perfect one. This is a 5-wave move, which I will label soon, potentially touching some lows a little bit lower. This will be a wave A, where the cryptos goes up in a wave B, and then in the next correction, this might be at the wave C, and then off we go to higher. So maybe I think this serum will be on the longer stick for now. I would like to see if we see this upside where it's going to stop. If it starts to move higher, then we have to turn bullish and consider this to be a strange ABC with a small A, B, and C. I don't like to do that. I like to follow the right look in regards of the patterns. And from that perspective, this will be one of the things that I will look for Serum. Thank you, Anne. David, exactly that. That was my point. David is stating that gold, silver, and crypto seems to be lining up to run higher together, April, May. That is my case. As you can see, that's why I do all of this macro as well, which served us well in the 2021, announcing that crypto winter already in March. Of course, you never know in advance. You can dance a victory lap now, but of course we're not going to do that. It is just a pattern, and the long and believe me, very difficult path of all of us studying Elliott Wave for the last 10-15 years in trading analysis, with a lot of failures, a lot of mistakes. Got us to this point that we became very careful, very measured in our observations and very detailed. So it didn't come so easily, believe me. But I agree with you. I think that all of these commodity currencies, some metals, are lining up for the move up, and I think the cryptos will also be in it. Yeah, let's look some of these new layers. Yeah, I mean, NEAR doesn't do much, as you can see. I'm still not sure what this represents. It can be a couple of things. We might be already in 1-2-1-2, which means that NEAR completed the first wave up and down the second wave, and then we have another 1-2, maybe a little bit lower, and then a third wave on the upside. If that is not the case, maybe the leading diagonal will be something also to consider. Anyhow, I will see some of the supports around 9, 10, and the next one around 6. I don't think it's going to go to 6, maybe down to, let's say, 11, 12, 10, and then from there, this might be even minor wave in the third wave starting on the upside in the intermediary bull run. So even you can do this on NEAR and make this as a 1-2, and then you have another 1-2, and then a sizable move on the upside. So watch it. I think it has a nice chart, definitely, and but I'm still not clear in regards of the subdivisions. Okay, I'm watching it for our members as well on a daily basis. Let me find this interesting crypto, which let me look that Polk. Polk coin, is that the right one? Yeah, nothing to see here. This is really not enough for me to do any analysis on this one. I really don't know what's going on here. I have no idea. Just pick a coin and drop it. I mean, there is no any pattern here for me indicating either a continuation up or a continuation down. So I have no idea, honestly, to tell you. VGX, Voyager token. I looked Voyager token as a triangle. So if we go from this, maybe this is a 1-2 up in 3, and now we are in consolidation in a wave 4. It looks like. So I think we are not going to go out of this a relatively wide support and resistance, and I see a further move on the upside in the Voyager. I don't think triangle starts from here. That's why I marked this as a fifth wave, and then A, B, C, D, E, or A up in B, down in C. But this will be the sustainable support, I think. So I will still look this as a possible small triangulation, because the wave 2 here was relatively directional and short. As you can see, where is my wave 2 here? Hey, it vanished. Yeah, so yes, this was a wave 1, 2. It's missing in action. Wave 2, 5 waves up, 3, 4, and 5. So I will still look on the upside on Voyager. Algorand. Yeah, still consolidation. I look this as a 1, 2, up in 3. So wave 3 already done. In 5 waves, maybe a little bit more downside. Looks like inverted head and shoulder from the old analysis. RSI on weekly, it's coming lower, so potentially a little bit more lower levels, 0.8, 0.7. This is a support level, and from there, but this RSI kind of matches some of the levels on the downside, we might be ready to jump further higher. Sand. Yeah, sand is a good one. Sand is a good one. I like sand. It's holding well. I still think there is a couple of reasons for sand. One of the things which I think it's making this for now a bullish chart is because we didn't see much of a downside. I'm looking for a little bit lower when this RSI comes here, but for me, most likely we are already starting a sequence on the upside. I'm not 100% sure, as I'm never 100% sure, but to me this looks like a further expansion on the upside, which might take place. But I would like this event to be visible very soon. When you are in the third wave of the third wave, you usually want to see a verticality or a very strong market. So this might be very sudden. I'm not going to entertain any entries for me currently. I will wait a little bit more, but definitely I'm paying attention on this one. Okay. So let me see what is still in the chat box, guys. Any comments, thoughts? ADA, okay, FTM, ADA. Yeah, I've been very vocal on ADA in regards of the, yeah, this chart is, let me see ADA on TradingView. I'm really interested to see what is there. ADA calculated by the TradingView. Let me see if this exists. Let's type Cardano. Yeah, let me look there. I mean, if you see the move on the upside, you can make the case that the 5-wave move is done. I don't think so. I will still consider this to be some type of the fourth wave. I will consider this to be 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and 5. So I will depict this as a wave 3. Here, this might be some type of a flat with a little bit more downside, or if we mark this wave 5 here in that respect and a little bit pullback, you will get head and shoulder, one more push on the downside, and that's it for ADA. So this is clearly a very strong support level. on ADA, and this is a resistance level. So in this type of cases, when you have a couple of Fib ratios indicating potential highs, you need to look for a support and resistance. And also there is a 5 waves down, which I don't like much, because this implies that after some correction, if we don't break these upper resistance levels, we might have another small push to the downside before we start rising a 5th wave. So we are still in the range, as you can see from this level. So be careful on ADA. I would like to see something more on the upside, breaking these strong resistance levels in 5 waves, so I can actually mark this as a 4th wave and consider to count this first wave up and a pullback in a 5th wave on the upside. So be very careful on ADA. I do think most likely we're going to see more lower levels on ADA, looking this from the technical perspective on ADA. Okay, guys, so that's does it for this crypto lab. We are going to outroll a couple of new services in trading analysis. I'm going to build a blue chip portfolio, which is going to be available to our members. This is just what I will be looking for myself. Of course, if anybody wants to copy it from our members, it's free to do. It's for also, it will be on display. So if you like to become our member in cryptos, you have, or you can use a Saturday new event trial, or you can check us in on trading analysis. We did a relatively nice job on crypto so far. So if you like to be a member of our community, you are welcome to. And hit the like button, subscribe. I should make this automatic so that I don't have to pronounce it, since I don't like that much. So, but anyhow, we need this content to be seen. Of course, we need to keep our business. So as you know, help us with that. If you appreciate our outlook and our dedication and analysis. And see you next time, guys. Next Thursday, Crypto Lab on the same place with Alex. Don't forget, Saturday Encore webinar, deep dive into the Bitcoin. If you like to be there, you will find very soon the link, I think, on my Twitter page and on Trading Analysis website. So see you on Saturday or on Thursday. Bye bye, guys. Take care.